In the region of Southeast Asia and South Pacific, Vietnam is a country whose name is forever etched in the American psyche. Today, this determined nation is steadily coming to terms with its war-torn past and is experiencing rapid economic growth. Here, we explore how Vietnam's physical geography has been key to its economic development, the shift from collective to commercial agriculture, and the growth of urban centers like Ho Chi Minh City. Abundant water and the silt that's been deposited here over thousands of years makes the Mekong Delta one of the most fertile regions on Earth.
I grow 3 crops of rice a year. Each yields about 1,200 kilograms, a total of 3,600 kilograms a year. When the price is good, I sell this rice. But if the price is not good, then I'll save it.
3,600 kilograms, or nearly 8,000 pounds, is a respectable yield. Improved agricultural practices have steadily increased rice output. When the Mekong River enters Vietnam, it fans out to form a giant delta. The delta land is ideally suited to growing rice. Yet in the late 1970s, Vietnam was on the verge of famine.
I grew only 1 crop a year. Because there was no irrigation, there wasn't enough water to grow more than 1 crop, so we didn't produce enough.
The land was being compromised by the way it was used. Changes since then have turned Vietnam into the world's 2nd largest rice exporter. Effective irrigation, land management, and access to world markets are helping Vietnam maximize the benefits of its physical environment. Before 1988, rice in Vietnam was produced by collectives. Individual farmers had little responsibility for their land and virtually no incentive to increase productivity.
In the collective system, farmers are just hired hands. Everything they produce becomes the collective's property. The collective then tries to sell the produce to pay the farmers according to their labor contribution.
In the 1990s, a market-oriented contract system was installed. The collectives were disbanded, reinstating the individual farmer as the linchpin of rice production.
In the contract system, the farmers profit from whatever they produce. They're wholly entitled to the fruits of their labor.
The move from collective to commercial farming also created another success story.
The hill country to the north between Hue and Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City, is the perfect climate from where to grow coffee.
Vietnam is now the world's 2nd biggest producer, just behind Brazil. Coffee output here now has the power to affect the global price.
Coffee is one of the most important agricultural products traded on a global scale and does represent an opportunity for the Vietnamese to earn a lot of export dollars. Vietnam has ideal growing conditions for a number of very important and exotic crops. And in terms of being able to produce desirable agriculture exports, it really has a very important comparative advantage that way.
Farmers like Lee Van Tan still don't own land. They're given land use certificates, guaranteeing a farmer's right to use the land. These rights are valid for at least 20 years. And farmers still cooperate, but now it's done on a commercial basis. When Lee Van Tan needs a tractor, he hires one from his neighbor. In peak periods, he employs outside help. During harvest, farmers hire machinery for threshing. Each village usually has a machine for husk removal, but often farmers decide to sell their grain to a larger mill that serves a wider area. Here, too, policy has changed. Once, all of these mills were government-owned and run. Now, many, like this one, are in private hands. It's highly efficient. Very little is wasted. Grain dust is fed to pigs. These husks are used as fuel for cooking. The rice is moved to market in a number of ways. The Mekong Delta has a well-developed road system, built by the French when they controlled the country, and extended by Americans during the Vietnam War in the 60s and 70s.